Whenever we think of wristwatches, names like Rolex and Tag Heuer instantly pop into our minds. There is another name that has become popular among the elite class, Richard Mille. Richard Mille has only been around for a couple of decades. The company has quickly become the most exclusive brand in the game of watchmaking. While the watches are an impressive make, it's the price that is the most astonishing. The cheapest watch of Richard Mille is RM005, which is going to cost you $80,000. That is the base price if you want to enter the Richard Mille Club. Starting from there, these high-end watches range over $2 million.
This one is a Richard Mille Skull Asia edition. This is my most expensive watch. $1 million. I feel weird saying that.
Richard Mille has become the ultimate expression of wealth in the watch industry. The reason is that these watches mostly adorn the wrists of the elite members of society. By owning a Richard Mille, you are stating that you spent big money on it. It has become the highest status symbol in the watch industry, even more so for the fact that people know you spent a hefty amount for a Richard Mille, and only the richest of the rich and celebrities wear them.
So here's the funny thing, is that I love watches, but I am often late.
While the watches are unmatchable in design, engineering, and innovation, the marketing of Richard Mille has also played a vital role in its success. It is one of the main reasons that they can demand such high prices. Their marketing team has effectively done its job of creating a sense of exclusivity. The slogan, "A racing machine on the wrist," that the team has created speaks for itself. They have often used it as an answer to the question as to why their watches are so expensive. It's not all marketing and strategies. Making a Richard Mille watch is intricate and time-consuming. Most of the work is done by hand, but that's not the only reason Richard Mille watches are scarce. It also comes down to rarity. If you make a ton of watches every year, it loses some of its mystique. Richard Mille makes less than 5,000 watches per year. It's not a small number, but the demand exceeds the supply each year. It creates a sense of distinctness and keeps people craving for more. Another reason for making a limited number of watches is the time and concentration they must give each product for their complicated movements. Richard Mille was a watch lover himself. He loved to watch the movements of the tiny parts. From there, he got the idea and pioneered the concept of showing the actions of the elements. As the modern watchmakers want to see the movement of a watch, the public also adored the idea. After all, the movement is arguably the most exciting part of a mechanical watch. Richard Mille stuck to the idea, and soon it was all about tourbillons. It's a rotating cage that requires a high level of inventive refinement to escape. Everything about the movement in a Richard Mille watch is intuitive and designed for high-impact reliability. With Richard Mille, you not only get unwavering accuracy, precision, and reliability, but also beauty and sophistication. It's not just the innovative ideas and movements that make Richard Mille watches so revolutionary. The high-tech avant-garde materials play a huge factor in the brand's success. The materials that they are using have never been seen in the watch industry before. These are cutting-edge materials generally used in manufacturing Formula One cars, aerospace industries, and racing yachts. Mille has spent a vast amount of money and years of his life on research and development to find ways to use these materials in his watches. It will be immediately apparent when you try on a Richard Mille, as they are often quite large. Their huge dials and straps do not weigh on your wrist, as they are incredibly lightweight. On average, they weigh just 40 grams.
This is a RM12, and this is one of my favorites, and it's so light. It weighs like, I don't remember the stats exactly. They told me it was the lightest tourbillon in existence.
Besides being lightweight and easy to carry, these materials bring immense resilience and durability into the mix. Altogether, you have an unyielding edifice, featherweight feels, and gorgeous finish. Interestingly, the process by which the materials are created often leads to random patterns in the layers of carbon. This ends up making every case different from others, same as the different fingerprints in humans. Due to this difference in carbon layering, no two cases look exactly alike. Each Richard Mille watch is as rare as it can be. A Richard Mille watch is instantly recognized due to its eccentric design. The inspiration behind the brand itself and its futuristic timepiece is a Formula One car. This is why it looks like a cross between a Formula One race car and a sophisticated machine. As far as the design is concerned, everything is accounted for to maximize comfort and looks. All the models are hand-finished and are highly technical at the same time. Just the dial alone is extremely complex to put together. The skeleton-shaped dials, the most famous design invention of Richard Mille, involve an intricate laying of sapphire crystals and other elements.
Every time I wear this watch, people, oh my God, How is it possible you have a tourbillon behind the skull? I said, because Richard Mille's a genius, that's why.
It is challenging to create Richard Mille's iconic tonneau-shaped case as superior and unique as the watches are. This is what the brand has established as one of its main features. The sandwich-styled watch case is exceptionally complicated to manufacture. It also increases the production cost of the product. It consists of 3 decks, front bezels, a middle section, and back bezels. Each component has a curved design. As there is no flat surfaces in the design, it makes putting it together incredibly difficult. To completely prevent moisture and dust from entering, the curved surfaces fit together within a 1/100th of a millimeter. This precision is unarguably the most fascinating aspect of Mille watches. Most watchmakers admit it as well, as they are equally impressed by this. Handmade watchmaking of this caliber is hugely laborious. It involves the highest level of technical mastery. This is one aspect as to why the Richard Mille watches are so expensive. What do you think about Richard Mille watches? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get more amazing yet inspiring stories like this one instantly when they drop.